everyone. Welcome to First Take exclusively on YouTube. I'm Shea Cornett here with Stephen A, Kendrick Perkins, and Monica McNutt. Let's get right into it. We go to the NBA. We know our fans love to hear our answers, and today we're going to answer your questions directly on this segment we like to call Ask First Take. First up, which 5 NBA teams most need to make the finals to avoid coaching, roster, or GM changes? Let's pick one. Perk, you can go first. Which team most needs to make the finals to avoid major changes in the offseason?
Well, one, he didn't have the Knicks on. Oh, yeah,
he do. He got spelled wrong.
Spelled it wrong.
But, hey, look, I do that all the time, all right? But, look, I'm going with the New York Knicks. There's nowhere in hell with the roster that they have that they shouldn't be in the NBA Finals. And if they don't make it, then they need to reevaluate them and break this team up. You know, you always allude to what they gave up, those 5 picks for Mikal Bridges. They also gave him a lot of money. OG Anunoby, he got his bag.
$112 million.
So again, when you look at the moves that they made, they put themselves in position to make it to the NBA Finals. They got a new head coach. Tom Thibodeau wasn't the guy for them. If they don't, then this season will be a disappointment. They will probably be the biggest bust of the season. They need to get to the NBA Finals.
They would make more coaching changes? No way.
I guess I'm looking at this question a little bit different because
you always do.
You try to bring a little.
No, she been exercising her mind all day.
Mental exercises. Thank you. If the prize, hear me out though. If the prize this summer is Giannis, I think a lot of teams, even if they make the finals, would look to see if they could add him. The only 2 teams in my mind that are probably not in that because they are young and if they get to the finals, arguably they will be arriving ahead of schedule, are Detroit and San Antonio. Other than that, to me, if Giannis is the prize, I don't know that the finals is going to absolve teams from trying to add him.
I don't disagree with that. But I do agree with what Perk said because it's really the only other coach that we might look at with a raised eyebrow is Chris Finch in Minnesota. It's like, how many times are you going to, knock on the door and then you get to the conference finals and look like you don't belong there because you get so severely outmatched, even though you've won the first 2 rounds to get there. So we might look at him and look at Ant-Man, the greatness of Ant-Man, and ask ourselves, is there somebody that can get more out of the personnel that they have in place rather than Chris Finch? But I'm not saying that's definitive. I'm just saying it's a raised eyebrow. You might ask the question. In the case of Mike Brown, arguably, primarily through very little fault of his own, he might be the sacrificial lamb. You make the changes that you made. You get rid of Tom Thibodeau. You appease the players. And then you go out and you look worse after coming within 2 games of getting to the NBA Finals. That's a problem, particularly with the roster that was constructed because they ain't going to blame World Wide West and Leon Rose ain't going to blame themselves. You paid OG. You got Josh Hart. You paid Mikal Bridges and gave up an abundance of assets for him. You got Jalen Brunson talking about, I'd like to believe the Knicks are going to take care of me. You understand? When one could argue, you sacrificed $100 million so they got your boy, but you let them give up 5 first-round picks to get him, so they already took care of you. Even though, obviously, you pay Jalen Brunson. You give him the max. You take care of that brother. In the end, what it comes down to, if you're Mike Brown, is that this team, with the same personnel, is looking worse with you than they did with Tom Thibodeau. And if that's the reality of the situation in the #1 media market in the country, that's going to be a microscopic eye raining down upon you and what you're doing and whether or not you're the right man for the job. Mike Brown knows basketball. Mike Brown can coach from a schematic standpoint, but can you peel out of dudes what needs to be peeled out of them so you're getting max effort? We're sitting here talking about the Knicks' effort and heart. The reason why Knicks fans fell in love with them is not because they were just winning games. It's because of how they were doing it. Feistiness, heart. You knew you were going to be in a dogfight every single game. That is not what we've seen from them this year. And there's only one reason why: the shift from Tibbs to Mike Brown. There's no way around it.
And you could argue he's got more to work with now, too, as well. All right, finally, we do have a fun one here that we're going to get to. This person asks you, Perk, if Kendrick Perkins played Stephen A. One-on-one, how many points does Stephen A. score on you?
Well, let me say this. One, the world will never see that, okay? Because
Thank you.
Thank you. He goes, thank you.
I'm not playing any type of basketball.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I go on walks, okay? I go on walks, and the only thing I'm doing is a whole lot of curl-ups. Just like this. That's the only thing I'm doing right now. I would not be playing one-on-one.
Right.
I'm not trying to tear my Achilles.
Right.
Too old to be going under the knife to have surgery. But I will say this. Stephen A. would score some buckets because I ain't playing defense. If we was to play, you would score some
And I'm not going inside. I'm not going inside. I'm not going anywhere near the paint with this dude. I'm not going anywhere near the paint.
That's a fantasy. That ain't happening.
Age gives you wisdom.
I shoot some J's and I make a few, but that's about all. You know, I was out there playing football, catching passes from Trinidad Chambliss last night. You got to see it on video. People were sleeping on the brother. You know, I still got a little sunset. This ain't the first pick.
Oh, okay.
But I still know.
All right, we got some jump shots. Shout out to Lethal. Okay.
No doubt. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, come on now.
Something.
Sean should have been in that.
That's what I was going. That's what I was going. We're not asking Perk the right questions. Not about you playing. What happened to your coaching? Shams. I love my brother Shams, the great NBA insider. We love him. He is family to us. We love you, Shams. 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0
Celebrity games
assists.
are hard.
0
He was.
But there was
was working
0
on the
across the board. I said Shams.
I worked him out. The crazy part is he looked phenomenal in practice.
Yeah. And the bright lights came on.
He's a practice player.
Bright lights came
He
on.
was working on the bench. You saw him texting and tweeting on the bench.
Yeah, that's after he realized he wasn't getting back in because Giannis was done with him because he was missing everything.
He was trending.
0, 0, 0, 0 across the board. Like, damn, Sean.
Just a layup.
I was rude. Go inside, take a layup, get fouled, go to the free throw line.
You want to get in on this match if they're going against each other? You can-
My dad's a referee. I will take on my legacy as the next official of this basketball game.
You know what? I don't know about you as a referee.
I would be hilarious.
You'd be
real
too
talk.
nice. No, you'd be too nice.
I think I'd
Look
be a
at
great
you now.
ref.
You'd be like this. You'd give a technical. You go, and she'd go like this. I really didn't want to do that to you. But
You made me.
You made me.
Caught me in a bad moment. I was practicing my mental exercise.
Thank you for watching First Take exclusively on YouTube. Make sure you tune in weekdays on ESPN at 10 a.m. Eastern. See you next week, everybody.